Today feels like one of those episodes where everything connects. The stories line up in a way that really shows how quickly things are shifting, not just in crypto, but in the way AI is threading itself through development, design, and everyday user experience. Some of it feels playful, some of it feels incredibly practical, and all of it points towards a faster, more fluid future. I'll be honest, what excites me most about today's episode is that it doesn't sit on theory. It's about people actually building, testing, and sharing what's possible. Whether it's a trading agent that spins up across multiple blockchains in half an hour, or a baccarat game that suddenly picks up social sharing features in the time it takes to make a cup of tea, there is a sense that the boundary between idea and execution is shrinking by the day. So let's walk through what's happening and see how it all ties together. First up, it's a story that's been catching plenty of attention. Developer Crypto 8s managed to create a full stack trading agent in just 30 minutes using nothing more than Caffeine AI and a series of conversational prompts. What would normally take a team of developers weeks, possibly months, was condensed into half an hour of back and forth with an AI system. The board works across Ethereum, Polygon, Base, Solana, and Optimism, complete with authentication, balance management, a live dashboard, stop loss and take profit logic, and multi chain order execution with error handling built in. It goes further, pulling real time market data from DEX Screener and running technical indicator analysis like RSI, MACD, moving averages through a large language model to help inform decisions. For traders, that's like skipping past all the boilerplate headaches and jumping straight to having a risk aware data fed tool that's ready to deploy. For developers, it's a signal that AI is moving beyond code snippets and documentation help. It's starting to architect and assemble systems end to end. Of course, reaction has been mixed. Some are fascinated, while others caution that tools like this still need to prove their worth in live production environments. Web 2 has plenty of well established frameworks for trading and automation, so the bar is high. But even skeptics have to admit, like going from nothing to a multi chain trading agent in 30 minutes is remarkable progress. And with the Recall Net Trading Challenge just around the corner, Crypto 8's creation is already prepped for real testing. What sticks with me here is how quickly we are moving from AI writes some code to AI builds a working product. That's not just convenience, it's a shift in how people might approach software development altogether. Instead of planning everything upfront, developers could soon spend more time refining and stress testing what an AI produces than actually writing the foundation themselves. The second story today keeps us with Caffeine AI but adds a splash of nostalgia. The tool has just been added to Windows 98's MicroStore. It's a retro styled operating system that runs directly in the browser. If you have seen Windows 98 before, you will know it plays heavily on the look and feel of old school desktop computing, while quietly powering modern decentralized apps underneath the surface. Now you can experiment with building dApps inside that environment with Caffeine AI running right there alongside the pixelated icons and retro windows. It might sound lighthearted, but it's clever. Windows 98 blends playfulness with utility, and the new Caffeine Nights theme carries that further. The integration itself is straightforward, where Caffeine AI sits inside Windows 98 through an iframe. But what matters is how accessible it feels. You don't have to leave the environment, fiddle with setup, or worry about compatibility. You just experiment and watch the AI produce results. This isn't about whether Windows 98 itself becomes the go to environment. It's about packaging. Sometimes the hardest step for someone new is simply getting started, and if a nostalgic interface helps them open the door, then it's done its job. For the ICP ecosystem, which underpins Windows 98, it's another example of how flexible the platform can be. supporting projects that mix creativity and practical building tools. It's unlikely to replace mainstream environments, but as a place for experimentation, it's doing exactly what it should. Our third story brings us to game development, again through the lens of Caffeine AI. Developer Kyle Stoflet recently shared his experience while working on a baccarat game where the AI didn't just generate the initial code but actively suggested new features along the way. In this case, it proposed adding the ability for players to share their hand results and leaderboard positions with friends. Stoflet agreed, and within 4 minutes, the feature was working. Twitter integration was live straight away with Telegram almost ready but still needing a bit of fine tuning. That speed changes how developers might think about prototyping. Normally, adding a social feature would mean planning, writing, testing, and integrating over a longer cycle. Here, it was suggested by the AI and implemented almost instantly. That's not just a productivity boost, it's a different style of collaboration where the AI isn't waiting for instructions, but it's actively participating, almost like a teammate throwing in ideas. The Baccarat game itself still isn't ready for release, but the process says a lot. It shows how AI can push developers to consider user engagement earlier in the build cycle and reduce the gap between concept and reality. The bigger question, as always, is scale. Will these features hold up under real world conditions with lots of players? That remains to be seen, but the demonstration is enough to make people think differently about what's possible in rapid development. The final story today shifts from Caffeine AI to wallets, specifically Plug Wallet, which has just integrated Jupiter Exchange for direct Solana swaps. If you are a Solana user, this is a quality of life update you will appreciate straight away. Instead of bouncing between dApps, copying wallet addresses, or worrying about small errors during transfers, you can now swap tokens directly inside Plug Wallet's mobile app or browser extension. It's simple, but it matters. Wallets have been evolving for a while now, moving from being purely storage tools to becoming gateways for transactions, apps, and even trading. This update continues that path, making Plug Wallet more of an all in one hub for users in the Solana ecosystem. Whether it drives more adoption will depend on performance. Smooth swaps are essential, but so is reliability during periods of congestion or when handling a wide variety of tokens. If it holds up well, this could make Plug Wallet even stickier for its users, reducing the temptation to switch to alternatives. Early feedback has been positive, with many users welcoming the added convenience. Looking across all four stories, there's a clear thread: speed, accessibility, and integration. We are watching tools that once demanded long setups become available at the click of a button. We are seeing environments that feel playful or nostalgic make room for cutting edge experimentation. We are watching AI shift from following orders to proposing them. And we are seeing wallets evolve into full service stations rather than just storage lockers. What excites me most is that all of this makes participation feel closer. You don't need to be an expert coder to set up a trading bot anymore. You don't need to understand deep technical architecture to test dApps in a retro desktop. You don't even need to juggle platforms to swap tokens. The distance between curiosity and action is getting shorter. That's today's episode. If you found these updates as interesting as I did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these developments do you think has the most potential? The trading bot built in half an hour, the retro desktop with AI at its core, the AI that suggests features mid build, or the wallet that simplifies swaps? I would love to know what you think.